Hey, what's up? My name's Joshua. I started the Psalmists a few years ago with a simple vision to write hope into the margins. And by that, I mean, what would it look like to take prayer and poetry into places where people feel forgotten? And so we've been working in prisons over the last few years doing just that. We run a course called the Psalmists. We take the major themes of the Psalms, the theme of lament, where we acknowledge that we have suffered, we name our pain, and we create a space for the men to write and express the reality that they have suffered, that the world isn't as it should be. And then we move on to the theme of repent. And that's where we acknowledge not only have we suffered, but we have added to the suffering in the world. That's where we face the truth. And then finally, it's the theme of ascent, where having lamented and repented, we live the change. We move towards a life of hope. And it's the biggest honor of my life to be in these prisons and to have a team that's doing the same. We're now in prisons regularly, every single week in, week out, spending time with these men, running the courses, bolstering the chaplaincies in different prisons. And it's such an incredible experience to see men begin with despair, to begin with a sense of life being over and ending with a sense of hope. I met a man last year in prison. We ran the course and he began writing, creatively writing for the first time in his life. We ended up doing a letter writing component, and he wrote a letter to his children, acknowledging for the first time in his life how his actions had harmed them. He wrote about the night that he was arrested. He acknowledged the trauma and the pain that they had experienced in him being arrested. And he said to me, had it not been for the form, had it not been for the actual practice of poetry, he wouldn't have found the words. And so we don't believe that creativity is a luxury. We believe it's a lifeline. We believe it's a human birthright. And giving it back to these men in this situation is an act of restoration. It's an opportunity for them to both take responsibility for what they've done and live into a redemptive future. And we're just getting started. But we need the support of people just like yourself who believe with us that the story isn't over for these men. We want to roll out more courses. We want to create resources, beautiful, dignifying, artistic resources for the men to use in their cells. And so going into next year, we're hoping and praying that more people like yourself would join us in one-off gifts or donations every month to help bolster this ministry and this work that we're doing. We appreciate you for even just showing us interest and diving into the work that we're doing. Peace.